Is that any better?
Much better. All right, I'll go ahead and we're gonna get going live here soon, guys. Just trying to get all the audio and everything set up and going. I've got us a VDI lab and some other things spun up for us to mess with tonight. I also have one of my colleagues, Brandon, here. Who'll be we're kind of just gonna be discussing things. We'll probably be sitting here drinking some coffee, working on the lab. My wife will be behind me most likely. I'm not sure if she's gonna be streaming tonight or not, or what she'll be doing, but she may be joining us in the channel. So please bear with us as we get everything ready here. I'll be switching over live though here in just a few minutes. Actually, probably in just like another minute or two. All right. So let's get up the host. All right. Let's bring up the data center. All right. All right. So now we're live. Now everybody can see my screen. Everybody can see my webcam. Welcome, guys, to the lab. Brandon, go ahead and talk. Let's make sure I can hear you good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you great.
All right, awesome. So tonight, guys, there's some things. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead. Let me turn down my music because I feel like I'm talking over it. So there's some things I'm gonna be working on tonight. Brandon was wanting to know about VDI, and I'm kind of actually wanting to test VDI and actually look at it at 7.9. I haven't actually messed with it since I think about 7.5 was the last time I actually set up VDI from scratch and looked at everything, and I actually didn't even set up a security server that time. So I'm actually want to fully dive in. We're going to be setting up both connection servers. I've got a Composer server. Going to be setting up also a security server that's going to be on the Dell host, on the DMZ host out there. So stick around with us. We'll also, I'm pretty sure, be just talking about a bunch of nonsense. I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions along the way, and I'll try to answer everything I can, and I'm pretty sure Brandon will have answers too. He's actually pretty knowledgeable and has quite a few certs when it comes to the cloud side of things. So if we end up doing anything of that tonight, which he actually just got done setting up Office 365 and doing all that for himself, he bought himself an E5 license to play around with, so that should be interesting.
Very much looking forward to utilizing that.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'm just going to go ahead and start on connection server number one. All right, so one of the things with actually doing VDI that I remember away, and feel free to guys chime in, let me know if you guys see something wrong, but what you always want to do is start with connection server 1. You build it, connection server 1 then gets built out. You're going to end up actually going into the API, or sorry, the web GUI, and we're actually going to be setting up and adding in the servers from there. Inside the web GUI, we'll have to add in the VCSA. We'll have to go in and add in all the other connection servers, the security server, the Composer server, things like that. So that way, if we decide to build, a floating pool or something like that, we'll actually be able to then manage it and do everything there. But tonight, I'm actually planning on just building a VDI RDS server. So over the next few hours, bear with me, you guys. It's going to take some time. This isn't something that's just going to be real quick. It's going to be on and off. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. There's going to be a lot of different moving parts. So feel free to ask questions. I got chat up on my right screen over here, so I'll try to stay up with it as best as I can. And I'm sure these people here, I've got my wife and Brandon, they'll try to help me keep up. So let's get in here. I've got my IT share. Inside my IT share, I've got a bunch of different things. Let's go ahead and jump into VMware. And in here, I've got a bunch of different downloads. Let's go ahead and download. Let's get into VDI. All right, so we're on connection server number 1, as you can see up there. What we're going to want to actually install is a connection server, 64-bit. Looks like I've got it in here twice. That's always helpful. I also have the extra bundles right here. So this extra bundles is actually the GPO. If we want to here in a bit, maybe later on when we get all the connection servers and everything set up, I'll actually show how we can import the ADMX files, which is, I'm not sure if everybody knows what ADMX files. Brandon, do you know what ADMX files are?
So when you have a central source set up for your group policy, you can go ahead and get templates from external sources. Like let's say you wanted to do Chrome GPOs. You get the Chrome ADMX templates, add a language, and import them into your central store. After you create it, obviously, a person will be good to go.
Yeah, and if you already have a domain and everything set up, the central store is created on all Active Directory systems since 2003. So that central store is already there for policies, for group policies. What that allows you to do is, just like Brandon said, you can import and add in external third-party, just as he said, Chrome, Firefox, in this case, VMware. So as I'm doing right here, right now, we're letting the connection server boot up. It's kind of taking its sweet time. So everything here, guys, just so you guys know, everything here is actually ran on my FreeNAS server. It looks like we're actually hitting it pretty good with some things going on here. There's close to 40 VMs running. Right down here, I actually have, I don't know how many of you guys actually play Skyrim or have been looking into Skyrim together. There's a whole new mod out. It's actually been a lot of fun. A lot of us have been playing it. It's called Skyrim Together. I'll see if maybe I can post a link or something somewhere, get it out to you guys. But it's really awesome. It allows you to actually play multiplayer Skyrim. I'm currently hosting actually 40 public servers here for the community to play on, and the mods actually were gracious enough to allow a public server list. So I actually went ahead and set that all up so we can actually you can actually install the mod and see all of the servers, and they're there for everybody to play. We've got a website set up. If you actually go to In the Shadow, you'll actually be able to see. Here's all the servers, here's the current, listing, here's the last time it was pulled. So great place to go if you're just looking to play. But that's one of the things I've been doing on the side and what's also running here in the stack. Let's see what this is doing. All right. Ready, Brandon? All right. We're going to jump into the connection server. Now here, if you notice, so this is why we're starting off with the connection servers. When you start off, it's going to ask you, what do you want to build here? All right, so we're going to build a standard server. Later on, we're actually going to be doing a security server and a replica server. The replica server is basically just a connection server number 2. It's just like a primary DC and a secondary DC. Uh-oh. I got to set a static. Hold on. So that's another thing. DNS, make sure it's set up. Make sure static IPs are set. Obviously, I didn't set one, so actually, I wonder what I want to set this. I gotta remember mine on. I think I'm on the VDI network. This is 24. Hold on. Yeah, 24. So I'm actually gonna bring up IP scan real quick. Let's see what we can find here. Sorry guys, I'm not going to let everybody see my IP scan. I don't think anything's on the network. We'll see. If nothing's on the network, I'll drag it over. Just bear with me. I've got it scanning right now from my PC. But what I'm actually going to end up having to do is set a static IPs and then actually reboot every one of these machines to make sure that they update their DNS inside of the domain. Alright, so it looks like only DHCP's been handed out. That's awesome. I like when that happens. That's good. It's good news. All right. And so there's the firewall, there's the switch, and there's these devices. Okay, fantastic. All right. I'm going to go ahead and IP these. I think I'm going to do 30. Yeah. And this is just a /24. /20. Static in that DNS. All right. And let's go ahead and let's get the guy restarted just so. Now I realize it's going to update itself after sometimes, things like that, but I'm just one of those guys, I just like to reboot it and get it done. So let's just go ahead and let's go down the line. Let's just get through each one of these real quick. Let's get them IP'd. We did that one at 30. Let's do this one at 31. Now I'm realizing that I actually wish I would have done that one at 31 and this one at 32, connection 1, connection 2. But I'm not going to get all OCD on it right now. Right?
I mean, you could. It doesn't really take too long for the guest to reboot, so.
Hey, you know what? Then you can do that on that guest while I'm doing this one, okay? You can set it to 31. I'll set this one to 32. Brandon's over in, on the VCSA on the other side on another PC next to me. He can actually see, oh, not 24 or 23. He can actually see what I'm doing.
Broker 01 is 31, right?
Yep, it should be 31. And we're going to go ahead and get this. So I'm pretty excited. I think, actually, I'm actually going to check that. I want to say, Brandon, I actually posted a thing about like an intro to VDI, and I think it was a while ago, I feel like.
That's awesome.
Well, no, that's not awesome. Because I'm just not following up with it, which just means it's fine. It's fine.
But I mean, you are doing 7.9, which released what, like 18 days ago, so that in
That's
itself
true.
is pretty
So
phenomenal.
actually,
So this is brand new.
ready for this? 1 year ago, I did an introduction to VDI. So, following up a year later with what I said I was going to do. But hey, we're here,
Better late than never.
right? Let's get the security server set up. And let me actually, I gotta need to make sure that all these are actually on. All right, they're on Bodhi VDI. Bodhi VDI, Bodhi VDI, Bodhi VDI.
Alrighty, connection 01 guess is static to .31. Gonna bounce it for you.
Awesome. So what I was doing there, guys, is I was making sure that all of these VMs were actually on the Bodhi VDI vSwitch. So I have multiple. I think I have actually 11 networks. Yeah, I have 11 different networks. And just for you guys to know that out there don't know what a vSwitch is a virtual switch. So you can actually come in, and here, I'll just kind of show you guys. You can actually come in and tag these networks. So if you notice over here, different VMs, basically what this is, all this is a virtual switch with a VLAN tag. So it comes in physically, and then I actually go ahead and build a vSwitch saying that I want, each one of these networks to go ahead and be tagged with a certain VLAN tag, which then goes over to my actual physical layer 3 switch, and that actually does some of the routing and things like that before if it needs, get out to pfSense. But pfSense can actually do layer 3 too if you want it to. So it's all how you design your network. I'm going to get back over here and start doing the security server.
Connection 01's up and ready whenever you're ready.
Oh, I keep doing, do you want to do the, Composer server?
Yeah, what do you want that IP at?
That'll be 34.
Okay.
So it'll be 10.0.24.34.
I gotcha.
And then let me know if you need the DNS. I don't mind, I can
I'll
tell you all that.
copy it from this other guest. I'm good.
Alright, cool. See, it's nice working with somebody who knows what they're doing. I'm just messing with you.
You mean you don't want to come over here and static my nick for me?
Well, I mean, I could,
That'd
but
be kind of pointless, right?
that's not the point of this, right?
Exactly.
Alright. Cool, so this one's back up. We're good to go back on,
So I was actually getting that from the nick real quick.
Oh, are you? I'm sorry. I'm over here messing Brandon up. Do what you need to, dude. Let me know when we're good.
No problem. You said .34 for the composer, correct?
Yeah, .24.34.
Alrighty, I'll let you have this guest when I close my connection to it.
Yeah, just go ahead and sign out. I'll sign in as myself. All right. All right, let's wait for this connection server. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and sign in. All right. Drink some coffee. That's all I need, really. And 9:40 at night, more coffee.
About to get some myself.
Dude, it's actually really delicious. So.
I need this guest up real quick and static.
You're getting it static? All right, so let's finally jump back in now that we've got those all static. We've got, DNS updated because it's joining the domain, so the DNS record is auto-created. So we should be good to go now to go ahead and jump in. All right, let's go ahead and get this going. Jump back in.
Alrighty, composer server's on a .34. It's bouncing right now.
Nice.
It has to patch though, just FYI.
Okay. All right. going to go ahead and accept. Now we can move on this, now that it's got a static. Going to enter in data recovery password. We're going to let it configure the firewall automatically. Kind of almost want to do, I think it needs to be, what is it, domain. You know what? I think I'm just going to leave it to me right now. I can always add that in. So one of the things right here I was actually thinking about doing was setting it to domain admins and things like that, but I don't know if I want to right now, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and just leave it where it's set to myself. I'm going to join the VMware experience. Why not? I guess you could say that I am in high tech. Yep, there we go, high tech. We're North America. Definitely less than 100. It's just me and Brandon and my wife. Allie back there behind me. I think she's playing games, so. Alright, so we're going to let that install. Waiting for that to finish. Alright, we got the security server up. Alright. Let's go ahead and start signing into some of these. We'll just... Alright. It's going. So there's the administrator icon. So that's actually going to give us a URL. And so one of the things I like to do is for administrators, so I'll usually actually create like a GPO that then will apply to domain admins a lot of times that allows them to go ahead and stick this on their desktop. Now it kind of depends. Sometimes I just stick it on RDS. Sometimes I don't worry about it. Sometimes I do. I know for my environment I do it a lot, so that way basically any PC I touch while I'm here in my lab I can go ahead and get into it and be able to easily access it and don't have to remember the URL, especially because I don't know if you guys know this, but they changed it. It's no longer admin or, the admin portal. It's new admin, which kind of threw some of us for a loop, actually, at work the other day. It was kind of quite interesting. So, hey, it happens, right?
Better to know now, though.
Right? All right. That's going nice and slow there. Love when it's just like, oh, there it goes finally. I'm over here talking smack about it, and then it finally popped along. You see? That's all it took. Hey, I'm watching you. Watching you. All right. Just going to keep letting this go. So this is the first connection server we're going to get done. After this is set up, we get in there. We're going to go ahead and actually set up the composer server, get the composer server done. Then I'll probably set up a replica server. Then we'll move on to the actual security server. When that's done, I'll probably bring up pfSense on one of my other screens. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to show you my firewall. That is just a no place for no one, for, my eyes only. Just so that way I'll be able to open up the ports, and maybe we can actually go ahead and do some testing and actually be able to access and make sure we're able to work and make sure it's actually going to let us access RDS, because on RDS itself we're going to go ahead and install the agent. And in fact, actually, you know what? I think I can install the agent now on the RDS server, because we're not going to be connecting anything, because what's going to happen actually is the agent does nothing. It's just sitting there waiting for responses from the server. So we can go ahead and actually install it and get it ready and prepped So that way, whenever we get all of our environment, you know, our infrastructure actually configured and ready, we can go ahead and then build an RDS farm and add in and already link it in there. But I could be wrong because I can't remember if it actually has you add the system in or not. So we're about to find out. Looks like Dane's still connected. Hi, Dane. We've been, well, I should say he's been writing a lot of code and things like that. We've been developing things like in the Shadow page, a lot of different things for Shadow, just building out those Skyrim together servers, just finding out different ways to, you know, kind of make patterns of the data to show off cool graphs and maybe, you know, find cool things about it. All right, let's get this up. Looks like it's going to take a while. This is still taking a while. Look, we're not even putting the FreeNAS isn't even that big underneath the load. I don't know what's going on here. Must be a lot of stuff that starts up on this poor thing. I did just reboot it. Oh, I didn't want to rename it. Okay, there we go. All right, so we want to install the agent, and we definitely want to install the 64-bit agent. So let's go ahead. Let's see what happens here. Let's walk through this together. I'm very interested to see. I was very excited in 7.5 and 7.6 to see the changes into the UI and how it actually manages. It's fantastic, and I'm glad to see what they've done to 7.9. I'm very excited to actually get here into the lab and start working with it and start messing with it a little bit more, because there's a lot of things I want to, you know, do in the future with it, but I've got to, you know, fully understand what I'm actually working with. So I'm very glad that right now I'm taking the time to, you know, go through with Brandon and see if we may find something we have no idea what we're doing, and we may run into errors. Who knows? That's part of IT, right?
At least you'll stay on top of
All right.
current technologies. That's what it's about too.
Right? I agree. And so look, when it finishes, it automatically goes ahead and tries to... Oh, it's going to open up the docs. All right. It's not even going to open up the... Fantastic. That's fine. Oh, it's going to be the other thing. We got to get an SSL cert. So we're going to probably be using Let's Encrypt a little bit later to get everything set up, because it does like a proper SSL cert. It does like that. So there's a lot in here in store here. Why is it saying it can't be displayed? This thing's still... I think still starting. Definitely looks like things are still starting. Oh yeah, things are still starting. So just like all VMware things, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It just takes time to start. I mean, once, you know, just like the VCSAs, I mean, they take a little bit of time to boot up, but once they're booted, they're usually running pretty good. So we're just going to give this some time here, make sure everything gets booted up. We'll get into the console here in just a little bit. Let's actually see how RDS is going over here. Look, I thought I told you to start. Come on now, RDS. Get with the program. There it goes. Okay. How are we looking over here? Okay, so see, look, see, it's still doing something. I'm expecting that memory to balloon pretty good too. Did I? Okay, I did. So I didn't get the error, but I actually have installed like the connection servers with like 4 gigs of RAM and 2 cores, and it actually was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We want 4 cores and we like 16 gigs of RAM on a connection server. And I was like, but wait, this is like for a lab environment. I'm gonna build like four machines in my pool, but whatever, it's fine. We'll see. It looks like I did it this time, but I think I didn't set that up though on connection server or the composer, which I may have to reset. I'm not sure what it's doing. It's just stuck on getting Windows ready. And what we can do, we'll get back into it real quick. See? Yep.
16.
For sure stuck. That's all right. Oh, yeah, look at all that. So much Java. So much garbage collection. Hey! Look at this. We're not worried about, so this actually is 3D RDS. This is actually a really cool feature. So say if you have a graphics card actually enabled on your RDS server or attached to it, you can go ahead and enable 3D RDS, and that would allow users to actually connect over VDI using VMware Blast or like PCOIP, which are actually two connection protocols that you can use along with Microsoft RDP. But RDP doesn't really support the requirements for 3D RDS, and so that's actually there's a whole other thing that Microsoft uses for their VDI called Remote FX, and that's for a whole other video. This is about VDI. So what 3D RDS VDI does is that allows us to actually enable users to remote in and get the full power and use a GPU inside their RDS. So not worried about that because we're not going to be doing it because we're not worried about hardware acceleration. But I will install speed redirection. I don't think I need the Skype for Business pack. I'm not worried about the Composer agent, you know. Not worried about Instant Clone. Scanner redirection. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Serial port redirection, why not? I don't think, I mean, why not? Definitely redirection for HTML5. That's pretty cool. Enables finger scanners for. That's pretty cool. That's a new feature. So just so you know, that was not in 7.5 or 7.6 when I set it up, and that's pretty cool that you can do a device bridge, because what that means is like those single sign-ons, you know, with key cards or with like ID badges or anything like that. You can go ahead and use that, and that's pretty interesting. You can do. Okay, so this is actually cool too. Geolocation. I was reading about this a few months back. That actually allows you to go ahead and change where the system's coming from, so that way it'll get different properties, and it's really useful, especially with User Environment Manager, VMware User Environment Manager, or UMI. That's awesome. Performance tracker for sure. This is a lab, of course. No, that doesn't sound good. Printing redirection. That sounds good. That sounds actually helpful. So there's a lot of issues I have with some systems I work on, and it's all, oh man, it's all about that printing. That printing's got some. Ooh, virtual printing or VMware integrated printing. This is okay. So it makes you choose. Interesting. So you have virtual printing, printer redirection. You know what? I've done virtual printing before. I think that I want to try this. This seems new. This seems interesting. So, you want to try it out, Brandon? What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I know about USB redirection. You don't want to. All right. So we want to go ahead and we're going to enter in the actual host name or IP for the connection server, which is over here. Which, oh look, I think it's up. I think we stabilized, guys. Hold on. Oh, we did. We're back. Oh, really? You're going to make me use Flash? Okay, so hold on. Now, so this is a great site. I don't know if everybody knows about it, but you guys should totally check this out. This place called Nine. I'm just going to get Chrome real quick. It's really nice. No bloatware, none of that. Let's see here. Let's grab all the... Let's go ahead and run it. Let's go ahead and install those real quick. Nine's fantastic. So look, boom. Just gonna do it for me. Does it so I don't have to. So let's go ahead and let's wait for all that. While we're doing that, oh, I'm gonna have to bounce the Composer server. I don't know what happened to it.
I had to go through patching.
Is that what it's doing right now?
Yeah, when I re-IP'd it and bounced
Oh,
it,
so I just bounced it right now. I didn't even care. I just like killed it. It's probably gonna come up dead. I'm gonna have to clone a new one. That's why we have a lab, guys. It's what it's about, labbing, right? Build, destroy, build, destroy, build, destroy.
Very much so.
We'll wait for that to come back up. Look at that. See? It's already downloaded all that. It's all waiting for it to install, so we'll just kind of wait and let it do its thing. I don't want to type any of these here, so that's what I was thinking happened with it is whenever you actually set this up, it's going to want you to register the Horizon 7 connection server since this is an RDS server, and I need the actual host name or IP address, so I'm actually going to use the FQDN for connection server, but I don't want to until I log in and get the rest of the environment up. Do I want to bring in RDS01? So RDS01 is just going to kind of sit here for a little bit. We'll come back to it here in a second, but I am going to wait for Chrome to install. It's kind of actually crazy how long it's taking. That's right. Such is life. Okay, so this is, you were right, this was actually working on updates. The Composer server was. Alright, Chrome's installed. So what we can do now is we're going to set Chrome as the default browser here. So that way when I go here, should be able to tell to allow flash, yeah. Let's go ahead and sign in. Look at that. So we need to get a certificate. We need to set up an events database. There's a lot of things to do here. So, but look, so the first connection server, I'm just going to go over recap real quick. The first connection server that you install, that standard server, that's what this does. This gets us into here where we're able to go in. We're going to have to put in a license. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and grab a free license. So since this is a lab, we're going to throw it in. Throw in the free license. We'll get that set up. We'll go ahead and get the event database set up. I already have a SQL server that's just kind of spun up, set off to the side that I was using for a lab a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. As you notice, domain's already in the green. That's great. But we still have a few other things we need to add here. So one of the things is that if we actually go in, we're still missing a lot of different actual parts of this. So we need to put in the Composer server. We need our vCenter server. So we're going to go ahead and start getting this set up. It's not what I meant to do. All right. That's all that's saying is that. All right. That's... Where's it down here to view configuration, not administrators, servers. So right here, look, we need to add our vCenter server. So Bodhi-VCSA. Did I put an equal? No, I did a dash. Oh, okay. So one of the things I'm actually going to do here, guys, is I'm actually going to go ahead and use a service account. So go in here, head forward. I'm actually going to be using a service account to do a lot of these features because what's going to happen is the Composer server is going to need to be able to authenticate and also tell the vCenter server what to do. So authenticate, what I mean is I have it set up so that way anybody on the Bodhi domain can authenticate. Well, I should say domain admins can authenticate to go ahead and actually get into vCenter. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I already have a user setup, basically a service account that can't log in anywhere. All it's meant to do is authenticate, and that service account allows the Composer to authenticate with vCenter, allows it to move VMs, create VMs, manage VMs, but it also then allows the Composer to go ahead and register those VMs to the domain, so that way you can actually spin up giant floating pools, things like that, and they'll get registered to the domain. They'll be able to get KMS, pool licensing, and that's a big part of the Composer, and it all relies on that service account. So once it's set up, one of the things you're going to want to do is document that password and make sure it doesn't get changed, because I've seen a whole entire environments crash because somebody either deleted the user, which, by the way, I have a video. You guys should go check it out. There's about Active Directory Recycle Bin. It'll save your life. Make sure you enable it, because if somebody disables, such as this server user, you're going to spend a while trying to figure out what happened and then find out, oh no, it got deleted. So best thing to do is make sure you back that up. I'm going to go ahead and actually hop into one of my domain controllers and grab all that information. So give me just a second here. Still working on updates. That Composer server, man, it's got updates for days, it seems like. Right? Or is it just me?
Probably had to be patched a little bit. That or it's going through like cumulative and all that, or a feature update.
Maybe. Could be.
What version did you have it on? 1809?
I think it was updated in, like, I think it was a clone from November. So it's a little bit behind. It's at 100% though. That's right, there's plenty of other to do. I gotta go over here and get the service account still, so. All right. Waiting for it to cross my fingers that it doesn't just pop back or something. Accept the certificate. And now we wait for. I could say do not use a view composer, because right now technically I'm just setting up RDS. I can always add one later too. So let's go ahead and finish that while we're waiting for this to finish. Let's come over and get ready. We could actually do the second connection server. Ooh, bad password or username. That's not good. Let me see here. May have fat fingered the password, guys, so hold on a sec. So it goes faster now since I already accepted the It's always good when I'm just sitting here fat fingering. I don't know what. Did I change the password?
Why don't you just reset the password for the service account?
That's what I'm about to do. Let's see what happens here. If not, I could just be doing the account wrong, maybe. But no, look, there it goes. Okay. So yeah, password must have been wrong. I had one documented, but my documentation sucks, I guess. I'm going back to like grade school, I guess, guys. All right. So there's that. Let's go ahead now and. Oh, actually. Is this thing not on the domain? Why is it not getting the... It is, but it's not getting the... That's interesting that it's not pulling up the...
Oh, it's making progress right now. It's about to finish applying patches.
Oh, nice. Oh, you watching it for me? Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah. One of the guests is just going through a lot of patches. It's finally getting towards the end.
All right, let's get this connection server going. Then we can go over here. Let's get the security server going. So just so you guys know, both connection servers and the security server all run off the same exact installer. Oh, look, more updates.
Oh, it's applying them now. 9%.
All right, let's go ahead and let's configure the event database. So I think it's Bodhi-SQL. Is it 01? Yep. Can't remember the database name. It's been a while. I don't know. Can I just name this HV 7.9? And then EI Composer. Actually, we're probably going to want to do Bodhi. Probably want to fully qualify. Alright, I wonder if it's because of... Let's go ahead and log into the SQL server. Hey, what's up, late night developer? What's up, Andrew? Horizon View's great, but to be honest, I don't see like a. It's not great like for smaller enterprises. I mean, it's great if you need like anything more than like 50, 60 users. Like to me, I love it for medical places because nurses, they constantly switch stations and they go around, and it makes it really nice where they can just get in and out and do things. And same with doctors. If they're going around exam rooms, you can just throw a little, thin PC behind a TV and have them just, remote into a VDI session. Don't have to worry about the power on that. Let it all be on the server. All right, so I'm going to grab the SQL info right now. How are those others coming, Brandon? Is Composer ready for us?
30% applied.
30%? Awesome. So we're going to do a replica server. All right. So this means that we're going to be joining an existing. See how it says right here, perform a replica server. So we're actually going to be joining that other connection server, which is right here. That we're waiting to go ahead and actually try to log it into SQL on the other side. I wonder if FreeNAS is holding up right now. Barely even hitting anything. All right. So I'm clicking through a bunch of things, guys, real fast. I'm just trying to make sure and see where different things are at. So right here, it actually wants us to go ahead and enter in the hostname or IP address. And this is why it was important earlier when I set those static IPs that I wanted to go ahead and reboot and make sure DNS was updated. Because I wanted to make sure that when we decided to actually stick in the full name here, they actually FQD in the fully qualified domain name, that it actually will go ahead and actually authenticate, or I should say go back to that, or route back is the proper terms, route back over to that proper IP address. So we're going to be doing Bodhi Horizon View connection 01.bodhi-tx.com. All right, we're going to go ahead and let it configure automatically. Now, what this has done is it's automatically going to go ahead and reach out actually over here to our other connection server and register itself. It's going to pull all the information so that way it knows about the vCenter server and any other servers we've done. What we've essentially done here is set up HA, and that's high availability. And just for anybody that's wondering what HA stands for, high availability, what we've done now is actually allow both connection servers to talk to one another. If one of them gets overloaded, shuts down, has a, decides to have a derp moment and just crash, the other one's there. You can do the same thing with security servers. You can have multiple. For my design, I'm actually just going to have one. So we're going to go ahead and just put in a security server. And it has to be able to, so I don't know if you guys noticed right here, this security server, what it's meant to do is it's actually meant to sit on the outside and actually allow authentication with LDAP and such. So that way users can go ahead and hit a port that isn't, RDP or something like that, and then it requires LDAP authentication, and then also has timeouts and such like that. Because one of the big things is, and I don't know if, how many people know this, but RDP is bad to leave open, and a lot of people have actually left it open. And when that happens, the next thing you know is you've got people brute forcing if you don't have proper settings with GPOs where you can just sit there and try passwords all day long, and then you'll end up having people brute force. Or say you actually didn't, leave a local administrator on the system. That actually really sucks, because then someone's going to brute force the local account. So anytime you build a RDS server and you want to open up the outside web, I'm saying don't ever do that. If you do, make sure you disable the local accounts, or make a local account that's name is not generic. So, oh, did I spell something wrong? Uh-oh.
Question for you. What are the resources that it says to allocate to these connection server guests? Like, how much RAM does it need? How many cores?
So it actually recommends 4 cores and 16 gigs of RAM per connection server. Now, I didn't do that. I think on this one over here, I did it on the first one, but like I was saying earlier, there's actually been times where I've put like 2 cores and 4 gigs of RAM, and it actually threw an alert at me.
Gotcha.
So
I was just asking somebody to get this spit up in my home lab the next day or two, so just be prepared for it.
Oh, I'll be happy to help you.
As a reference point.
Yeah, so yes, this one's just 2 procs. So this is a dual core at 8 gigs of RAM, and it didn't throw me any. It didn't throw me any issues.
Those are servers at 76%. It's finally making leeway.
Okay, awesome. So we should have these 2 done. So connection server 2 is almost done. It's interesting that it's saying that 80,009 is not available. I wonder if there's a service that didn't start, so just so you guys know, there's a lot of things like to use 80,009. It's actually quite funny. Veeam and Rapid Recovery, their agents use 8009 to communicate. VMware wants to use 8009 to communicate. So port can kind of get a little clogged up, it seems like. I didn't realize that, but
those are servers up and ready.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me sign into it then. Actually, it may take a little while. It's probably doing its. It looks like everything is running for. I wonder if it's having. issue because I'm trying to. I have connection server 2 over there connecting in. All right. Let's go ahead and see if I can just expand out these databases over here. May need to fully qualify. Nope. Interesting. Databases, Bodhi VDI. Let's just try with IP then. Okay, so it's not that, it's something else. So compose the server, we can finally sign in. I may need to just open that up. I bet you what I have to do is firewall. Probably need to open up that port. I've messed with Hyper-V before, Andrew, but I'm actually solely ES6i right now. Since ES6Is, I deal with it on a daily basis. So I've just been trying to get myself more and more familiar with it and getting better at it. I have started messing more with Proxmox and then Kubernetes, so trying to get better at those too because they're becoming, and even Docker. I mean, containers are becoming a lot bigger deal now. So this is interesting. I wonder if I just need to create a port. Just allow a port. Ports 80. Allow the connection. Boom. Let's do VDI security server. Outbound rules. New rule.
Do you have communication between the two VLANs going on? Mm-hmm.
There we go. The mic's now unmuted. So, thank you for that, Andrew. So it looks like there's something going on with. Just trying to figure out why. Because look, I can actually ping. Let's just verify something. Yeah. So see.
Yeah.
That's not an issue. The instance is running. I can bring it up like I'm in it. I'm looking at the database. I'm looking at the tables. It's interesting. Bodhi-SQL01. Hold on, I wonder if I need to do something else. Okay, so you do have interesting. I'm over here even Googling it, looking at things. Let's see here. Because even when I go and check the event, like I check the server, go to properties. It's interesting because Bodhi VDI picked up perfectly fine, like the actual composer.
For your SQL for the server authentication, do you have it set to allow SQL Server and Windows authentication?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
SQL Server and Windows authentication. And then like if you go down here into permissions, here's see. It's like even if I go here to security, I go to logins. See. It's interesting. I wonder what happens if I.
Maybe because you don't have a free key on it?
Nah, I think, let me try this. I don't know why I won't talk to it. It doesn't make. Because the other one had no issues talking to it. That's what the interesting thing is. You know, the composer server instant linked up. Security server's good. We just can't get the event database to. You know what we can do? When in doubt, you reboot.
What's the uptime on that guess?
Like maybe an hour. But we just did install a bunch of things. So look, there's even, oh great. The doomed updates, man. Look, it's doing more of them. Pretty sure that's enabled, yep. Keep alive, listen all. Let's make sure all the SQL stuff's running. There's a bunch of things over here. Could be. Is that server back up? Sweet. Quick boot time. You gotta love a really fast FreeNAS. It's really nice. This poor composer is trying to start these services. I don't know what's going on. Do I need to manually start them? Interesting. Just terminated. Interesting. Wonder. Now we're running into issues, Brandon. What are we gonna do? What? I can't hear you.
Sorry about that, I had it muted. Did you actually go ahead and add in the administrators group within the Horizon console?
In which one? No, I haven't yet.
That might be why. I just talked about an error about permissions for that. So I'm looking at this VMware article.
That could
right
be
here.
interesting.
So that might be it right there.
Okay. So we maybe need to add in the administrators group. Okay. I'm over here looking at SQL services. Let's see here. SQL. Okay, there's SQL Express. Ooh, hitting that thing hard. Hurry up and wait. I guess during that time we'll keep looking to see. I wonder if he wants me to authenticate with like SA or something like that, you know? Which would be, I mean, would be one thing, but so I'm turning music back down or back on. That's why I'm looking down at my watch. Sorry about that. Alright, so we've got connection 2 done, security server's done. We're waiting for, it looks like this thing's done booting now. So you're saying we need to add in admins to the 7-view administrator?
Exactly.
Okay.
Per this article, that's what it's saying for sequential order.
Alright, so we'll go in. We can do that, I think. I think that's possible. So should be able to go to administrators, add user group, add. So we can find. Let's add domain admins. Uh-oh. Someone about to be playing some Rocket League. Said someone about to be playing some Rocket League. Alright, so domain admins is done now. We now need to go ahead and we need to configure our events database. We're going to get it done. We're going to do it. I wonder if I just try this.
So now I'm curious if it was the account that needed authenticated,
Or
or
if it's the
actual
reboot.
permissions.
Or if it's permissions with a reboot.
Can we take it out real quick? I'm kind of curious to see, like, without if we actually used it.
Look, I can go to edit. Look, I can go to edit. You want to try to see if it was
Yeah.
something else? You want to see if it was the account?
I would just
All right.
make me feel a lot better at night.
You want to try it fully qualified like this?
I don't think you need to. I think just.
Here, let's see what it does. Okay, it doesn't like that.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah, so it wants an actual. So that okay, that's interesting. That's good to know though. So it actually wants a local SQL password, not a Windows authenticated one or a domain authenticated one, which I mean, it's not a big deal. I wonder if I set one up. I'm kind of wanting to check now. 1 second, I'm logging it over there. Okay, so hey, look at that. Look, event database. Woo, we're getting somewhere.
Composer failed again.
I know. I'm gonna go ahead and. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Thank you, babe. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and reboot this server.
Updates round 2.
Well, I'm just wondering if it needs to be rebooted again after. I don't know.
Good.
What? Why not? I think you should. Wife asking if she should stream. I was like, why not? You should stream. I'm sitting there streaming. Over here looking at some things. For. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you, dude. All right. Let's see what happens this time, huh? Interesting that it was giving those errors. So let's see here so far. So we've got everything set up. I would like to get the Composer server in here, and then we can do the SSL certs. Uh-oh, Razer Snaps just wants to update, guys. Whoa. All right. I need to get over to the let's see the composer. Let's see what happens here. I agree. Was it? Or no, it was Bodhi-SQL. All right. Awesome. Let's go ahead now and I'm gonna try utility real quick. I actually don't know if this is gonna work. I've used this for this is me being lazy right now. That's not what I want. I want the there's a I want to go to software. So this program called Digicert. I've actually used this to do. This is me being lazy. This is the easy way of doing SSL certs. So let's see here. Okay, so yeah, it actually. So I can go ahead and import and assign. Awesome. Yes, and give it a, okay, that's what I needed to do. So, because we're going to just name it to VDM over here, so that way it lines up. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to get on my licensing server over here. This is a guy set up here just when I need him. There's this really cool program, it's called Certify the Web, and basically what this does is this uses Let's Encrypt. And I'm actually going to bring this over off of screen real quick, guys, because this may show some information I don't want everybody to see yet. So hold on, let me so there wasn't a service started. Interesting. Alright, let's see here.
Wasn't it the Certify SSL Manager service?
Right here.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright. Let's see what this thing's doing. It's trying to start the services again. Alright, hold on, I'm getting my... Can I actually... I want to view the cert. Alright, so I think I'm okay with bringing this over. We'll see. Hopefully I don't... So what this allows me to do, guys, this is actually allowing me to go ahead and update certs and automatically. So let's see here. It looks like the cert is in there, but... Interesting. You know what, we'll just go to certificate store. All right. So let's go ahead and let's open up a Microsoft Management Console, MMC. Let's go ahead and let's add or remove a snap-in. Let's add in certificates. Let's go to a computer account, local computer account. All right, let's see what we got here. So it looks like I just did this one today. So I should be able to export. Yes, export the private key. So we're exporting everything so then I can import it over to other things. Domain admins. I'm locking down our domain admins. I'm going to put a password on it. Actually, look, there it is. We'll just go ahead and save over that. Yep. All right, now that that was successful, what I should be able to do is come over here. I should say that I want to import. We should be able to browse. Let's go over here. Let's go back to here. Back to software. Back to certificates. Hold on. I went too far there. We went too far. There we go. Certs. Hold on. Didn't it just... Pretty sure this is the one I just exported. Right. Isn't that where I just put it, or did I... Domain admins. Going through this again, guys. I'm not sure where it actually went. I don't remember it telling to overwrite in the shadow one. Oh, this is in documents. That's why. Okay. Doi. Boom. We need to take this. Let's go ahead and just copy it. Whoa. Zoomed in a little much there. Okay. Put it back to its normal state. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go over to certs. Yep, replace the file. Now I should be able to come over here and be able to grab that file and import it. Certs. Grab that one. All right. Enter a new friendly name. So, see this friendly name's VDM. We're going to want to put that to VDM down here, because we want this to be the new friendly name to take over the... And now this one, I'm going to edit the friendly name of VDM old. So, let's check this out now. Oh, that's probably why. What we need to do actually is -hv-con01. Check it out. Using our self-signed cert.
Awesome.
So I should be able to go to admin. So if we wanted to, I can actually go up to that up top. but we're not going to. So yeah, look, that's awesome. So I'm glad that Digicert works. So just so you guys know, that Digicert is very, very helpful. If you need to go really quick and if you're really needing to get a certification or sorry, an SSL cert replaced fast and get it updated, it's quick and easy, as you just noticed. So why does it say that's got an is that? So let's see here. Now that we've done that, so we now have to restart. So one of the things is you actually now have to restart the connection services to make that all work. So what we're actually going to go ahead and do is just, I'm a big fan, instead of trying to restart services, let's just go ahead and just give it a nice reboot. And yeah, Andrew, Certified SSL Manager is fantastic. It actually can integrate with Cloudflare. So if you actually have all of your stuff already set up on Cloudflare, it'll actually go up and authenticate and let you register. And you can actually set it up so it'll automatically, right here, it expires in 89 days. It'll automatically go ahead and renew itself. And it allows you to easily go ahead and just grab it and import it, export it, put it where you need to. And as you just saw, Digicert is a really nice feature for being able to remove, update, or figure out what's going on with certificates. So we're going to let that boot up. While that's doing that, guess what we can do? We can go both to the security server and the other connection server and go ahead and get their SSL cert set up. No reason we can't, right? Let's go to software. Let's go to that Digicert util. And this is just one of those finds I found while I was out just working and just doing things. And I was working with another tech, and he was like, "Hey, man, you should check this out. This is actually pretty cool." And so ended up just taking a look at it, and next thing I know, I was like, "Whoa, this is actually pretty game changing."
I'm gonna start using it myself. It's pretty impressive.
Between Digicert and Certify the Web, I mean, it's pretty nice. All right, let's go to, it's in software, right? Yeah. These are these little things you find, when, so I don't know why it's having, it says they don't have sufficient privileges to start system services. I wonder something. Run as admin. When in doubt, run as admin. It's not as good as when in doubt, reboot, but it's close enough, right? All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to import. We're going to go to that same file, which was just a second ago. Over here, having to type in this namespace, since for some reason I don't know why the connection 2 server is not getting the map drives. It's interesting. I don't know if it's something that, oh, that's not what I wanted. Actually, I need to go back. All right, remember, we're going to put this as VDM because we wanted to take over the old one. All right, and then we're going to go to the old one here. All right, and we're going to tell it, we're going to actually right-click, edit the friendly name. We're going to name it old. Tell it save. All right, let's go on to over here. See, look, this one also, see? They're all with VDM, so. All right, let's go to click. About to be typing in wrong passwords. Looking like a fool. All right, and we're going to set this one just as we did in the last one. We're going to go ahead and edit its friendly name, put it over to old. Let's click save. All right, so we got our certificates done. We're still waiting, I think, for connection server 1 to come back up. I think it's still, yeah, see. It's still going crazy. It's just all over. That's right, nothing wrong with that. All right. That's interesting that I had to use an SA password earlier.
It's good to know, though.
Yeah, right? All right. We're almost getting to that point that we're actually going to be able to pull in the RDS server and then test it. And, I mean, that's a full from start to finish VDI setup. Like, I mean, if you look at it, it's really not that hard to get the infrastructure set up. The hard part now is where a lot of the time comes in. And, you know, sorry, I'm staring off over here. I'm talking to Brandon, but the where it comes in, actually, a lot of the time comes in is building that master image. So when you're actually building pools, so like I'm only doing an RDS server setup, but when you actually come in and you know you're building where you've got 100 users using that same VM, you're going to end up actually having to build a master image. And I'm going to let you know right now, building that master image is going to take time. Sometimes you have to go through and figure out what wants to work actually in virtualization environments, and you probably know that. Sometimes the vendors tell you, oh, it doesn't work in virtualized, and you're like, well, it's working now, and it was, and then you guys pushed out an update, now it's not, and so the master image, like, I can't tell you, I've probably spent hundreds of hours just trying to get perfect master images because I don't know what it is with cloning and imaging. Like, I really don't know what it is with cloning and things like that. It's Ghost in the Shell, maybe? I don't know. Ghost in the Machine, you know, just pops out every once in a while. It's interesting, though, because you'll get a few people be like, why VM's acting weird? And you just kind of have to delete it and let a new one recompose, and everything's fine. So actually, you know what? Let's see if we can do this. Bodie Dash. Actually, yeah, let's see. Oop. Sorry about that. Oh, look at that. I can hit it from my computer. I'll bring it over here for you guys to see. Check it out. See, look, we can hit it directly from our PC now. This is good. So now what we need to do, once we know and I log in and we're good here, we're going to go ahead and reboot Connection 02, reboot security server, and we're going to see where we stand at.
I'll go ahead and bounce it for you.
You want to bounce this for me? That would be amazing if you could, dude.
That's all right.
So then the only thing that's going to be left is getting this.
There you go.
Let's see what happens here. I wonder if running it as admin is going to change anything. So you have those other two rebooting, you said?
They're already in the process of doing so.
I'm going to go ahead and sign out over here. We're done with the license server. We're going to come back to you. You don't worry there, Mr. RDS. I know you've been sitting there pretty for a while, okay?
Connection 2's back up.
All right, so that'll take about another 2 or 3 minutes for it to actually report right here. So most likely it's going to show that it's offline. That's all right. So we're waiting for, see, look at that. That's what we're wanting. No problem detected. But we're going to be waiting for Connection 2 and then the security server both to come up.
They're both up right now. They already came back up.
Well, I'm just waiting for them to show green in
okay,
VDI.
in the horizon. Okay.
Yeah. So because once that happens, but for some reason I don't know why these services don't want to start. Let's see here.
What guest are you on right now?
I'm on the Composer. I wonder if there's just something that I don't know why it's not starting the service. I wonder, hold on. Let's try this. See what it does. There it goes. That's what it needed. So for some reason, I don't know why the Composer service is supposed to use a service account, and I'm not sure why it actually wasn't entering that service account. And that's one of the things I noticed, is that it kept trying to use the system account. And what I'd noticed, and I don't know if you saw what I did there, is I actually opened up the service, and the service showed that it was actually running as the system account. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and change that, because it should actually be running as the VDI Composer, because that is the account that is going to be doing everything. As I said earlier, the VDI Composer account's what does the actual joining the domain, setting up, doing all of that. And all right, so now that that's done, I should be able to come back over here. Let's see how we're looking. Looks like we're still waiting for some things to... It says it's invalid. Interesting. Okay. It says this one's invalid. I wonder why this one's invalid. Looks like there's a few more things left to do here. That's alright. Alright, so let's see here. This one, let's see what old Google has to say about that. Alright. I think I'm going to have to restart connection server 1 here, because I'm not sure why it's saying that it's... Oh, look, it's showing it's valid now. Hold on. Maybe it was still booting, and I was just being impatient. I was being completely impatient. Alright. Alright, so we need to go here. Let's go to global settings. Alright, let's go to security settings. Security server pairing, okay. Open these ports. So I need to open up Interesting. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to do some more firewall rules. We got a few, so we're going to come over here. Is this actually off? And it's saying that? So we actually want to go ahead and... I'd like to turn this all back on if possible. New rule, port. It's going to be... I already did 8009, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I did, okay. I need to do, it looks like 4001. They're saying this is called JMS. All right, then next we've got a TCP and UDP we gotta do. Ah, you know what? I'm doing this wrong. These are the port. We don't want to open these here. It says these need to actually be open on the security server, apparently. So I'm going to disable that. So let's go on over to security server. Let's go ahead and open up Firewall. Hey, look. Looks like everything actually cleaned itself up. I wonder if it was because I had the firewall disabled. I bet you that's why I didn't like it. So. Now, the final piece. That's not what I wanted. I meant to edit that one. Ah! Standalone, and this is going to be Bodhi-hv-compose.bodhi. Alright, we're going to have to verify the server information and see where it goes from here. Actually, stop. If the composer needs an SSL cert, it's getting an SSL cert. We're going to do this right, alright? No sense in going halfway. We're already this far. Wait for DigiSearch to pop up. There we go. Interesting. Does it not have any? Okay, then we're not going to worry about it. Interesting. All right. Let's let this finish up. There we go. We've got our composer server. Now we should go back over here. Look, we're fully green now, Brandon. You know what it was? All I had to do was re-enable the. Once I enabled the firewall, it cleaned up. It didn't like the fact the firewall was disabled on the connection server.
That makes sense.
It does. All right. What do you guys think, huh? Did pretty good, right? Not too bad.
That was a lot of stuff done in a very small amount of time, especially considering you jumped from what was the last one? 7.5 was the last version of
Yeah.
you're on. You went from 7.5 to 7.9. That's 4 releases. It's still pretty much.
It's pretty
Not really
still.
too many issues in general. That was still.
It's
pretty good.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, you do need SQL server. You do need a domain. You know, you got to have that infrastructure already built and things like that. But it's pretty easy. And watch how easy it is. Now watch. We're gonna set up the RDS. So look, it wants the connection server. So. We'll go ahead and install it, and it's going to automatically authenticate and add itself in.
I like it.
And then all we should have to do is reboot, and then we can actually go ahead and...
That's awesome that you put information like this out just readily available to anyone that wants it. Not a lot of people do that, especially within, enterprise environments. So it's much appreciated.
Hey, no problem, man. This is how I had to learn, dude. I just had to, scour the internet and things like that. I'm just trying to make it easier than having to do what I did.
It simplifies it a lot. Okay. I'm already going to say this is going to save me hours just doing this stuff in my stack.
So let's see here. We need to open up. Let me see here. Let's go back to this guy saying I need to open up. Okay, we can do that. So apparently I need to open up port 80, 443, 4172, and 8443 for the security server. Alright, cool. So this is installing everything. We've got the composer set up. We've got the security server set up. We've got the connection server set up. We've got it using proper SSL through Let's Encrypt. You know, we
can't wait to implement that at home. That is
so
revolutionary.
Well, Certify the Web is a great program. You, like I was saying, man, you set it up, you connect it over your Cloudflare, it automatically renew every 90 days. You saw how easy it was to export and change those. I mean, it's probably an hour task to do all of that if you have a few machines. You know, it's not like a... All right, so I'm going to actually go ahead and... sorry, guys, I'm not going to show you this because I'm in my pfSense right now, but I'm going to go ahead and actually start... opening up and doing some things. So let me see here. I gotta figure out what I'm using port 80 on. It doesn't look like port 80 is being used on my WAN. On my main WAN. So maybe I can use that. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. So let's do TCP for the first one, WAN address, destination port, or is it going to just be HTTP because that's the first one it wants us to do. Alright, the redirected IP address is going to end up actually being that of the security server, which I believe we made 33, right?
Verify that for you right now.
I'm already over there. I'm just... If you wanted to, that'd be awesome because I'm going to finish up RDS. If you just tell me if it's... Alright, I'm rebooting RDS now. Let me know if it is...
.33 for this.
Yeah, so .24.33? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. You know what I could do, actually? Let's go over here. Let's go aliases. I'm just going to build a port. I'm going to add a port alias. I'm going to call this Horizon View Ports. Actually, I gotta... Ports use Verizon View. Alright, so we've got port 80, HTTP. Gonna add another port. We got 443, which is gonna be HTTPS. We got another port, which is .443. I'm gonna go ahead and click save, apply changes. Alright, so we got Horizon View ports. Now I should be able to go to Firewall and NAT. Let's edit that. Let's go to other Horizon View ports. Horizon View ports, TCP and UDP. Other Horizon View ports, awesome. Alright, so now go to my IP. Okay. Right. Gonna create a CNAME now in Cloudflare called VDI, and it's gonna point to Let's actually do an A name record, and let's point it to the IP address. Yep, boom. So then I should be able to hit HTTPS, boom, whack whack, VDI dot. Whoop. You know what else I have to do now? And I got to do the internal CNAME to redirect me. Okay, now that's done from the outside. Ooh, look, RDS 01's back up. We can sign back in here. Let's go ahead and refresh here. Let me bring up one of my DCs. Bring it over here.
There's Dane.
What?
There's Dane.
Where's he at? Is he in chat now?
Yeah, he's connected to the RDS.
Oh no, he's keeps reconnecting. He left himself joined. I think he went out. Alright, so there's RDS 01. So now look, if I actually go back over here. It looks, look, I told you, look, see, look. Look, we got the alert. It actually saying, so it's been configured with a small amount of physical memory. So it wants connection server, and it has 8 gigs. I think it wants them all to be at 16.
Which guest are you on right now? Sorry, I was on the other screen.
I was actually checking on the view administrator page. I got that warning. So if I go to farms now, actually, let's go to dashboard. So if we go to dashboard, we can actually go. Let's see here. We're looking to make sure. I'm making sure that the RDS host is actually. Doesn't look like it's here. Where is it? That's interesting. I wonder why it didn't add itself. That's interesting. Didn't we just install the agent, right? Checking to see if it's actually installed. Need to uninstall Horizon View Client. I wonder if it didn't finish installing. It looks like it didn't. Or like it failed to. Yeah, look, there's the agent. I don't know why it's not. I guess it should already have. That's interesting. Why is it not? We'll give it a little bit and see if it needs to check in. While it does that, I'm going to go ahead and build a CNAME real quick for VDI. I'm going to point it to Awesome. So we can now actually go even better. So we're here, but we can actually go and even deeper. Look at that. Gotta love that wild card SSL cert, man. Whew. All right, so let's see. This seems like it's going pretty well. Pretty happy with it so far right now. Hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I'm being loud.
I don't care, babe. You can laugh as hard as you want. It's fine. I want to create a server group.
Yeah, it's been off lately. I'm not sure what's going on. It's not my audio, it's my...
It's Brandon's phone connecting and disconnecting, I bet.
No, it's this. Connecting and disconnecting.
It's your... Oh.
Yeah, it's
Did you
my
just drop it?
power
Oh, okay. I was like, that doesn't help it. View administrator's taking it. Did I break it? I think I broke it.
If I don't have it sitting on a big crack right spot, it keeps doing it. Like anytime I pick it up or put it down, it's just disconnected.
I don't know why it's taking so long to load out here. Does it have a lot going on or what? Oh, it does. Okay. That makes sense then. I'll let it be for right now. Composer security connection 1, connection 2. RDS. And we'll just do it through here. Let's see here. All right, seems to be working in here.
Just jump back at it. Fucking.
Wait for this RDS host to come up here and guess then I'm gonna have to give this a little bit. Just want to see if it's actually gonna connect, or am I gonna have to reinstall it? I'm gonna reinstall it because it should have already been there. That's like one of the things. Like it should have already. That's interesting why I did that. I don't really like that, but I wonder why. So that's working good. Just wonder if there's an issue with it. So ignore those two. Just power on through.
That's what I had to do at the office the other day.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit of a pain because I'm not going to go in and start, stop those services just to.
Completely agree.
It just that doesn't help anybody. We'll have to reboot, reinstall. I wonder here, let's use oh, looks like it didn't like that. Sorry guys, I'm over here trying to log into. Oh, I don't have, that's right, I gotta have rights to it. I don't think I have rights to the. Alright, so that's working. We just gotta wait till RDS is done. Because I don't know still why it didn't, It's very interesting. Hurry up and wait, the old motto. I may actually end up clicking be right back, guys, and going to get me some coffee real quick. Actually, I might just get me some water. Because we're almost done here. I mean, pretty close. How's FreeNAS doing? FreeNAS really hasn't been. Just kind of been here. He's just kind of been doing his thing. Hmm. Six minutes. Whoa. What is it doing? Oh, that 6 minutes is going fast. You getting your E5 and everything set up over there or what?
I am. It's really nice.
I wonder why it won't load there. It's interesting. Yes, restart it. And we'll reinstall it. All over again.
For your E5, do you get anything with Teams, or do you need additional licensing for that messaging client?
Teams comes with, it's part of the Office suite.
Well, let me sign in. That's strange.
Teams? Really?
Hmm.
That's strange. Yeah, because Teams comes with Business Premium, dude. That's like one of the big things. Like, you don't get all like the call features, domestic and international calling, but you get messaging and like Teams calling like to each other. All right, how does this back up? Let's log back in. Yeah, I'm running iSCSI for VMs. I have some tutorials on what I've done, and I actually run a quad 1 gig lag. I mean, it's not the best thing right now. I'm planning on upgrading to 10 gig. All of my hosts actually have 10 gig. I just haven't got my FreeNAS, and I need a 10 gig switch is the other thing. So I'm trying to remember. I think it's these guys. Was it this guy? Yeah, there we go. See? Got that 10 gig. I'm not sure which one's over here, the 10 gigs, but they all have 10 gig, 10 gigabit. There we go, 10 gigabit. Yep. See, I knew they were somewhere. See, just need to save up, get a switch, and then I have another 10 gig card I plan on putting in my FreeNAS, but I got to get a switch first. So, in time. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and let's go to VMware. Let's do this again. Let it do its thing. I wonder how FreeNAS is doing. It always takes a little. It always gets ramped up a little bit when I'm rebooting things. No, actually, I don't have any idea with what switch I want to go with. I've actually been looking, but I want to go with at least like a 24 port, even though I know it's probably unnecessary. In reality, I only need 2, 4, 6, 8 at minimum, but I mean, I would like a 12. A 12 port would be really nice, but I really like a 24. I've been looking at some like on ServerMonkey and things like that, but I'm not really sure, I guess, which one is the best to go with nowadays. I need to do more research, to be honest. This is interesting. Does it not have my system DN? Oh, you know what? That's because I'm running the wrong thing. Brain fart. Burp. Back up. We're running the agent. Derp. Just derped hard. I was over here thinking about switches. Here, I'll bring up the one I was actually looking at getting from ServerMonkey, because I want to actually get 2 of these. I was thinking about running one. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about getting some of the bigger ones and just spending the extra money to quiet it down with some Nocta fans. But I was actually looking like one of the pre-owned Cisco Nexus switches. That they have on their site. They're $7.95. I was going to see what they could do, because they have their 32 port 10 gig, but then you also have the module off to the right you can get with a bunch of RJ45 if you wanted to. And I thought about just getting just a single one of those, because that could replace my core switch and my iSCSI switch, and I could just put it all into one. So that's one of my thoughts I've been throwing around. All right, we're going to install. We're going to go all through this again. We're going to go ahead and redirect all of this. Well, reinstall all of this redirection stuff. Device bridge, not worried about that. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to turn off virtual printing. We went through this earlier. All right. Got it. All right, so I'm going to do, what is this? We need to do and I'm going to try to register it with the composer. says it's already registered. What? I didn't even see it registered over here. That's interesting. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and let it do it. Ah, they have licensing for the board. Interesting. So you paid $475 for a Nexus? That's not bad. They're really nice switches. Getting there, almost done. Yeah, there'll be one day that I'm gonna go ahead and get 10 gig, and hopefully at the same time I do 10 gig, I really want to shoot for a quarter petabyte like project and setup. Like I'd love to get a quarter petabyte. I've got 12, 24, 36. I've got 44 drive slots between all my FreeNAS servers. So I could, potentially get probably even a half a petabyte, but it's a lot of coin for some drives. So I'm kind of waiting on that, but I would love to do 10 gig update and then also like a quarter petabyte project or something. Would be really cool. As it is right now, I've got like a little over like 40 terabytes, and I've got 13 of it's filled right now with movies. Such. Love having Plex. Really, you spent more on SFP and fiber patch cables? See, that's the other thing too. I'm like, SFP cables. Don't get me wrong. I think I've got like 5 or 6 SFP plus cables for 10 gig, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get more of those, and then if everything else, like I want to do 10 gig, or if I want to run fiber, okay, that's gonna take even more. So cable, nobody ever thinks about the cables. You're just like, oh, new piece of hardware, and they're like, wait, I need power. Need a new PDU now. All right, so let's see if we can do this. Call this Bodie RDS all the way down. Connection server. Nope, we're not worried about any restrictions, client restrictions. Nope, any of that. I can create a new RDS farm. Allow users. I want it to be that. Allow them to choose. Yeah, pre-launch session timeout. So right here, we're actually able to go ahead and choose, like, this is how long it's going to basically wait for applications, and this is how long it's actually going to time out. What happens when, go ahead and disconnect them, log off disconnected sessions. After, actually, no, we'll just do never. Just boom. Allow it, yeah. And let's do no more than, I don't want to actually, like 5 on that. Look, there it is. Haha, we see it. That's what it is. You have to go in and all right, we're going to go ahead and add this in. Click finish. And then we're going to have to add title myself, and I should be able to then remote in. We can test and make sure everything's working. All right. Waiting for desktop pools to come up. There it is. Entitlements, add entitlement. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to look for all the Bodie users. There we go. All right. Does it want? Aha. All right. The last part is getting the license. Hmm. Let's see here real quick. Going to get the license real quick, so it's kind of. All right. Let's see here. I'm having to get into my VMware account, guys, so I can get the license. Bear with me as I get this all set up. All right. All right, there we go. It's getting there. It's going really slow on my screen. All right. Texas. All right. Did my music stop again? Why does it keep doing that? There we go. Oh man, I would love to be able to manage Plex files at 600 megabit. That would be, oh wow. That'd be great. All right. Waiting to see if I get the email. All right, there we go. Oh, fat fingering. I think I need to restart it. I think I broke it by going there. Guys, I'm going to drag this over real quick so I can put in my serial number without everybody having to see it. All right. Bring it back over here now. Oh, so we can see. All right, there we go. License key set up, enabled. Alright, so let's go ahead and log out here, sign out. Let's go ahead and open up Horizon View on the PC now. Oh, it would help if I actually fully qualified. There we go. Here we go. Whoa, just took over everything. All right. So there we go. We are in VDI. Done. RDS and VDI ready to go. Ready to connect. That's it. Whew. I'm very excited that we did that. So, really not too bad, as you can tell, to set up Horizon View. I mean, 7.9, I'm actually pretty impressed with a lot of things they've done. I'm very excited over the next couple weeks. I'm going to be testing a lot of the printing features and a bunch of other things for sure. And so, and it's actually, I'm pretty excited. We finished right before midnight at 11:59. So here we go. Everything's done. Everything's good to go. System health is happy. We've got all the stuff set up. It looks like the only thing, I mean, really is I've got this warning. I need to add in some more RAM, but I'm really honestly not too worried about that, considering I'm just going to be having the RDS server, which is now showing up here. So, awesome. So, that's it. That's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And as always, you know, I'll see you guys in the lab.